Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be trying to decide what palette we are going to play with. If you're interested in seeing what we chose, or what I chose really, go ahead and keep watching to see how I got this look today. Please hit the subscribe button down below. It really will help my channel. And if you like this video or the new setup, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and let's get into it. I know I look a little crazy right now because I have basically just foundation and eyebrows on, so bear with me. We will be fixing this very soon. Today I want to play with a palette. I recently have 4 new palettes here that I'm looking at, and I'm trying to decide which one to do today. I have the ColourPop Frozen 2. I have both the Anna and the Elsa sets. Then in my FabFitFun box, I got the Beauty Bakery palette, which I've never tried any of their stuff, so I for sure will be doing a video on that. I don't know if it will be today or not, but I definitely will be doing a video on that. But then this little baby finally arrived. Finally. I was able to check out and order this the day of the launch. It was that night. It was a nightmare trying to get this. I really wanted the Conspiracy palette as well. I had that in my cart many times, but I kept getting kicked out, and I finally just gave up getting it that day because I didn't hear in the series that it was going to be a limited edition product or launch. And I knew that with watching the series, which the series is great. I have not watched the last one, which I believe launched yesterday on Friday. And this is going up today, which is, or in the future, which will be Tuesday. I haven't made it through that one yet. I am to the room where they are talking about it completely crashing and that they broke the internet and they have to get on a plane in like 20 minutes. That's as far as I am into that one. So I knew it was gonna be very hyped up, and I was hyped up about it. I want to get my hands on it. I want to swatch it. I want to play with it. I want to do some colorful looks with it because I like how the first top row was all neutral and then you kind of got into like your colorful and like your more moody colors on the bottom. But I was not able to get my hands on that, so I picked up the mini, which I thought it'd be sold out. I ordered it later that night. I think it was like around 8 o'clock that night. Just like, let's see if it's there. And it was there. I was like, well, the mini's better than nothing. I can play with that. And online, I haven't really seen a lot of videos dedicated to just the mini. It's been like a combo deal. So I figure I want to play with it. So let's go ahead and play with it on camera. The packaging is beautiful. I believe that color shift is showing up for you. I have not messed with these at all. There's the color story that we have. On camera, this whole row is kind of showing up very similar in color, but this is that Flat Earth color, which is like a powdery blue. And then Cry on My Couch is like a good, like creamy beige color. And then my boyfriend's purse is beautiful. It's kind of like a champagne-y taupey with like a gold, almost looks like a gold reflex in there. And of course you have Controversy, which is this bright purple. You have Diet Root Beer in the middle, which is a good transition color. And I think if this one is too deep for you for a transition, you can mix these two together and lighten up. Then you have My Apologies, which is this beautiful metallic burgundy. It looks absolutely stunning. Then we have this lilac-y pink down here called Exposed. And looking in the pan, it looks like, well, on this side of my pan, it looks like there's a shift, but I don't know if powders got mixed or not. Then you have this bright blue called Canceled, and then a darker metallic blue called The Simulation. These two right here, probably my least favorite. I don't typically wear blue, but they're there if I need them, if I ever get a wild hair to try to do that. I'm terrible at swatching, but I am going to go ahead and try to swatch these for you. So let's start with Flat Earth. And I'm going to put that right here. Oh, that showed it pretty good. It's a blue, but I think if you blended it out, it would still be blue, but definitely more muted, like gray blue. Then we're going to do Cry on My Couch. which barely shows up because it's basically the color of my skin tone, a little peachy cream there. Then we have my boyfriend's purse, which is a beautiful metallic. Then we have, we're gonna go here. This is Controversy. Hey, look at that purple. That is beautiful. Then we're gonna have Diet Root Beer right here. And then that burgundy color, My Apology, right here. Then we're gonna go into, let me swatch up my fingers here. Exposed, I'm gonna stick right here. She barely shows up. That's that light pinky lilac color. Then we have, this is Canceled. Wow. That's beautiful. And then the Simulation right there. Now when you swatch these look very similar in color. It's just a little bit like on camera, those look very similar, but in person this one's a little bit darker and it has that blue shifty to it because it's the metallic, has a shift to it. So those are the colors that we have. Now I will say, like I'm rubbing this off and you see me doing this. This is a paper towel. I kind of like to do this when I swatch things to see if they stay. Now pretty much the brighter colors are the only ones that stayed in that dark metallic. But they do stay on your fingers, so there is some staying power there. And then I like to see like the rainbow color underneath. So, all right, let's get this show on the road. Like I said, I already have my face completely done. I'll bronze up a little bit more, but overall we're done. So I'm gonna go into Diet Root Beer. There's a lot of kickback in the pan, which just means it's very pigmented as we're learning. Actually, let me scoot you guys in. All right, that makes it a little bit better for you. So going into root beer, or Diet Root Beer, excuse me, I'm gonna try to not block you. Going to pop that into the crease. So I am obsessed with the Tati palette, and so I'm like comparing everything to the Tati palette because that girl, that is something else. But this one is doing quite well. I would say that you have to go in and dip more to get the color payoff that I'm looking for, or in the other one you barely have to touch. In this one I'm kind of going in there a little bit. Buffing that out. I am packing it here on the outer corner and then windshield wipering it up. And as I want it to diffuse farther up, I'm backing up on my brush to kind of fan it up. And that's something new I've started, is taking the color lightly up closer to my eyebrow to kind of blend that all in. Because I don't have a lot of lid space, because I do kind of have hooded eyes. So that helps give me a little bit more, you know, room to work with and play with. All right, now that is successfully blended. That did not take long. I am not mad at it. That color is actually really pretty. I actually really quite like that color. All right, so now we're just gonna do the same thing on the other eye. Okay, so now we have that blended on both eyes. So now I say let's take the creamy color. I'm just gonna pop that on the lid to kind of lighten it back up where the darker shadow kind of took over a little bit. I'm gonna try using it with my finger. These are extremely like buttery and soft to the touch. So, holy pigment. No pun intended, since that's a color in the other palette, but that was appropriate there. That was a lot of pigment there. Like just like that, I could see myself everyday work day just popping that on, putting some mascara on and running out the door. Because it's that brown defined my crease, and this kind of just like opens up my eye. So let's do the same thing. And these actually blend out really well so far with my finger. I like using my fingers because it kind of molds the powders with the warmth of your fingers and your skin and makes them all blend together kind of effortlessly. Okay, now that lids are lightened back up, let's, do I want to go crazy or do I want to go simple? I'm going to take, okay, let's try My Apologies, the burgundy color. And let's try to work that into the crease. I'm going to use, where's the brush I want? There she is. So I have two of these brushes. These are the MAC 217, but for some reason I always go for the older one. I like to use the new one for different stuff. I don't know. But, okay, so we're gonna take My Apology, which is this guy, this burgundy shade, and I'm going to work that into the crease. I'm going to tap it out here on the outer corner. Okay, so this one's not trying to pick up a lot of color. It's not giving me a lot of what I want when I use this brush. Maybe we need a maybe I'll try this one. I have no idea what this is. Let's try this one. It doesn't pick up a lot of pigment at all. You guys, well, I guess it's showing up on camera. It's just I'm having to work to get it there. And I'm going to bring that color up higher up. I mean, she's pretty, but I kind of had to manhandle her a little bit. So I'm going to dip in again. But I will say with this one, there's not any like fallout, kick out on it, so that's good. Crazy. Okay, so now I'm just going to take the same brush that we had used with Diet Root Beer, and I'm going to blend that out. Kind of glad my brows are a little, I'm kind of glad my brows are a little bit like today, because look where we're going. I may have lost my eyebrows if they weren't so cold today. All right, so I feel like we are adequately blended right now. for the time being. So now I'm going to take a more defined brush. This is the Sigma Short Sailor, the E20, and I'm going to bump the Diet Root Beer under my lash line on the bottom. Okay, we're coming together, coming together. Alrighty, let's see. I just look like very weird coloring. But I don't know what I really look like because all these lights are so blinding. Alright, let's go into, I think I want to use my boyfriend's purse, that beautiful metallic color up here, which is totally right up my alley, that taupey color. So I want to get a flat brush. This little bit. I have no idea where this little guy came from. So let's pick. She is very soft and a lot comes up. So I'm going to ever so slightly pack this on. And I'm going to softly kind of blend her up into the crease. Now when I looked at this little mini, when I got it, I knew that this was going to be my favorite color because it's neutrally and yeah, it's neutral and like metallic. Now I'm going to take the big brush again and I'm going to pop her into the root beer just a touch, just to warm this back up a little bit. Okay. And then I think, Scott Barnes just flew out at me. Then I'm going to take the Sigma Smudge, this itty bitty little guy, and I'm going to dip it into that My Apology color. Try to get some of it to come up. And I'm going to pack her closely to the lash line, just at the back part of my eye. I'm not going to take her all the way in. I'm only taking her about here. And then I'm going to connect it to the little corner of my eye. And then the same thing on the other side. Now I'm going to take that same brush that we had the root beer color on. I'm going to really smudge. Okay. Alright, so I think that's all I'm going to do on the eyes as far as the eyeshadow. Since I am looking a little ghostly, I am going to pop on some bronzer. Now I'm going to curl the eyelashes. Sorry, blinded you. Or blocked your view, excuse me. Before I put my mascara on, I'm going to tightline my upper eye, and this is the Rock and Coal Ionic liquid eye pencil, Barbella Brown by Charlotte Tilbury. This is probably one of my favorite brown eyeliners of life. Everyone else always talked about the NARS, what was it? Larger Than Life, Bigger Than Life, Larger Than Life. Larger Than Life's the Backstreet Boys song. I can't remember what it's called, but it burned my under eye, or not under eyes, my eyes, so I couldn't use it. So the Charlotte Tilbury ones I really do like. And speaking of Charlotte Tilbury, I'm going to be using the Legendary Lashes. This is volume 2. I'm going to start with the bottom lashes and then move on to the upper eyelashes. Doesn't look weird when you have only bottom mascara on. Alright, so that is the finished look for the eyeballs, but let's, what do we want to do for lipperoos? Do we want to try? I think this will be pretty. This is from the ColourPop collection for Frozen 2. This is Going North. There's a cream, it's like a brownie color. The other one's more red, so I think it will compete with what we have going on. I don't know how these wear. So let me use like a little bit of a lip liner. This is the Pillow Talk by Charlotte Tilbury. And I do not overline my lips at all. They're plump enough on their own. So this one, whew, she's a lot more red than I thought she was going to be. She looks brownie, like a brownie red, but she is like red. We got some vampy color schemes going on here, but she's pretty. She did take a minute to kind of warm up. She's kind of hard at first to try to put on, but once you get her on, she's pretty. So let's try to put the lip gloss that went on. This is Free Spirit. Okay, very goopy. Now, I don't have very many of ColourPop's liquid gels, but can you guys see this? I'm not digging this brush. Can you see how frayed that is? There you go. You can see that. Look at that. I don't like that. She's got wings. So I wonder if I can remold her. Or if I could just pluck them out. Oh well, the color's still pretty. This is a very vampy look, which I think is appropriate for, you know, the season we're in. So now you can see kind of up close and personal what it looks like. They blend out very well. So alright guys, so my overall thoughts of the mini controversy. 1, the color selection is unique. I typically don't wear these two colors or this color, or really any. Basically the only colors I really wear are right here. And this top little quad. That right there would be a beautiful, look at that, beautiful quad, right? Beautiful quad. giving what it is, I really do like it. The colors blend out very easily. Like I said, this one we had a little bit of a hard time with getting the pigmentation that we wanted, but I almost would rather have that where you have to constantly build it up instead of just like bam, and then you're kind of stuck and don't know what to do or how to remedy it. I really enjoy it. I do still want to get my hands on the mama, you know, on Conspiracy. I just tried to combine them both. On Conspiracy. What is that? I cannot say. Conspiracy palette. Dear God, why can't I talk? But I do want to get my hands on the Conspiracy palette, just because there's that whole top row I want to get my hands on. I really, after watching this documentary, I have kind of fallen in love with these two guys. Jeffree Star's channel, when it's just him, I feel like it's a character that he's playing, and I get it, but sometimes it's a little much for me to handle, and there has been a lot of controversy around him for many years, but I think in this series that they've done, and even the first series that Shane did with Jeffree, you got to see a different side of him that I wasn't expecting. Even when I watched the first series, I think it was a video or two about him, you kind of got a little bit of background about Jeffree. I kind of was like, is this something that he's putting on for the camera, or is it authentically him? And then with this series, it's the same. He seems so warm and so caring and so supportive. And it's like, I wish we all had friends like that in our lives that are that adamant about us being successful and making it happen and giving them encouragement, because you can be the most confident person in the world, but you always have a little bit of self-doubt, and I think everybody needs a friend like him, like how he is to Shane, about being able to support them and say, no, you got this, you're going to do this, this is going to be amazing. And so that aspect I really enjoyed. Even if there was not palettes releasing, this is still like, it was very moving, the entire series, and I highly enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm not finished with the last one, but I'm sure I'll finish it tonight. So that is it for today's video. Go ahead and subscribe. There's a button right down here. And if you like this video, or if you like the newer setup, like I said previously, I'm working on the lighting. But if you do like the new setup, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.